for as long as you can and then actually leave.
He goes on to say that doing this method could leave a woman as a shell of herself, but he's okay with that because that's an occupational hazard.
One very common manipulation tactics that this men use is in a relationship is push and pull method, which is commonly known as ghosting. So, or love bombing. So what they do is they bomb you, available for you, be there for you, good morning baby, good night sweetheart, have you eaten? In fact, they give you gifts, they show so much care and love, right? At that very first beginning, they love bomb you to the extent that you're already seeing your future with them, you're already planning the future with them until from nowhere they will just start pulling away and be the one asking for the attention. You'll be the one checking up and be like, hi, how have you been? I've not heard from you today. And they tell you, oh, I'm busy, I'm working. Most of the time they always say working. And sometimes when you think about it, you'll be like, this same work that you've been doing for the past few months that we just knew each other, and now you're doing that same job, or you're still with that same job, but now you're busy. They start acting busy. The old early morning, good morning text is no longer there. The old checking up on you is no longer there. So you're the one trying to be available and all of that. This is one manipulation tactics that these men do. But the thing is, one thing about relationship that you need to know is once you notice that you've been in a relationship with someone, or you just start getting to know the person and the whole love bombing stage is over and it starts pushing you away, the best thing for you is to just stay where they put you. I feel like they are actually testing you and making you want to seek attention, want you to always, ask them what is wrong or chase them. Let me use the word chase. They want you to always chase them. They want you to chase them, ask them what's wrong, call. They want you to do the calling and the whole chasing. So that is why they are pulling away. But I feel like the best thing to do is just to match their energy. What is your take on push and pull method? Because that's a conversation we are having in today's video. I have some interesting videos of women talking about the push and pull method, the best thing to do, how to act, and the best reaction and what to do when you're in a situation like that. Let me show you all this video, then we'll come back and talk about it.
If you're struggling with someone who's hot and cold with you right now, this is also known as the push-pull method, like on TikTok. Basically the same concept, okay? You pull someone in to push them away. Hot and cold, same concept. You're hot, you're on them, you're attentive, you're affectionate, you're all up on them, you want to see them, everything is great, you love it, we're marinating in that, and then they go ghost, okay? They go M-I-fucking-A, distant, don't know where they're at, fell off the face of the earth, okay? It is a natural chemical reaction in your brain. If you are a fucking human with a heart and a brain, it is natural to feel a little bit uneasy, uncertain, and borderline maybe insane when someone goes cold. Because what is going through your mind, okay, natural, again, you need to know this. Rewatch this as many times as you need because you have to retrain your brain. Mm-hmm. It is a natural chemical reaction when someone pulls away their attention when they've been giving it to you to want to chase after them, to want to get it back, okay? What you have to understand is that this is a manipulation tactic in order to gain control of the situation, okay? And also they could be testing you to see how you respond, okay? But the thoughts that are going through your brain are, oh my God, what happened? What's wrong? Was it ever real? Did I do something? Did I say something? You might even go back to the text thread and say, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. You're gonna start looking for a reason to explain what is going on, okay? And then they're just gonna pop back up one day, okay? Maybe they liked a story, maybe they liked a post, maybe they sent you a message, maybe they sent you a snap, or whatever the fuck, okay? They worm and wiggle their way back in. And you're gonna think, oh, okay, like, we're good again. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe I just need to chill because maybe it's just the early stages of talking. Maybe it's just all of these, it's a game. It is a fucking game, okay? And when I was in my early 20s, like this, it used to work. Hot and cold used to work on me. I used to be like, baby, yes, of course you came back. Okay, immediately disgusted. No. This one guy is currently trying to do this on me. And when you know the game, you don't fucking panic. Me panic that you went MIA for 7 days. Baby, I'm Gucci. I'm still living my life. The fact that you think you're going to resurface and talk to me like we're good is immediately no. You're being left on red. You're being left undelivered. We're not speaking again. He will try relentlessly, as this man is, relentlessly to get me back hot. And baby, at this big age, I'm going to be 30 this year. You're not getting me back hot. The amount of effort and work, and now what you have to show me, you're never going to pass the test. You're never going to get me back hot anymore. Okay? And that's what they need to understand. Is that once you go cold, stay there. Stay there, baby. Marinate in that because I'm there as well. And now that you're back hot for whatever the reason is, maybe you bumped into them, maybe you saw them, maybe you posted a photo genuinely for yourself, okay? Because I don't believe in the whole, oh my God, post a photo for him. Baby, if I'm out with my girls and I took a fire selfie and I want to post it, everyone's seeing that fucking post, okay? And if you happen to see it and think, oh my God, that's on you. Save it because you're never going to see me again. This is what you need to understand in the hot and cold game. You will never get me back hot if this is what you're doing. Never, ever, ever. And all you have to do is retrain your brain in this situation to say, this person's playing a game. This person is manipulative. This person thinks that they're going to have me whenever they want, that they're going to exercise control over me. That's a fuck no. They're unhealthy. They're toxic. I don't want it. It's not cute anymore. It's not cute anymore.
The number one reason the push-pull method when dating is working on you. New to me, I'm Coach Los, certified life and relationship coach that helps you fix your relationship or find the one you want. Is because it strength tests your sense of solidarity within yourself. It challenges how much you truly love yourself, how much you actually know your value, and how firm you are in believing in the standards and boundaries that you've set for yourself to live by. And for those that don't know, the push-pull method is when you first start dating someone and they're real hot and heavy in the beginning. They're all about you and you're the most amazing thing to them. You can do no wrong. But then all of a sudden they go cold on you, start pulling back, start becoming distant, start ghosting you more, right? Start making you feel like you've done something wrong. And it's very natural for you to question yourself on whether you did do something wrong, because our brain's primary job is to give us answers to questions we ask it. So it's natural to want to make sense out of what's going on, especially if you're enjoying the situation and the person and you feel like, whoa, did I do something to mess it up? So questioning what happened isn't the problem. It's how you respond to that becomes the problem. If you reach out for clarity on whether you did do something offensive and are non-responsive, gives you an answer that doesn't make sense or still treats you in a way you know you don't deserve and you move on, good. That means you're solid in yourself. But if you start trying to prove yourself, earn their love back, and get fearful of losing them, then you're not secure in yourself. And then you become subject to manipulation by them and to be controlled by them. That means you got to love yourself better and be more confident in who you are. Let's get it.
I'm going to share one advice that's going to change your dating game. This is called the push-pull method. It's basically a manipulation game men like to play. Let me give you an example. So you meet a guy, you guys are talking, he calls you, texts you, he's very consistent. All of a sudden, he stops. He doesn't call you, check up on you, text you. So what you do is you panic. So you call him nonstop, you text him constantly, long paragraphs, and he doesn't respond. And if he does respond, it's like he responds hours later, or even like days later. So what you do is that you start to like question your self-worth. You start to question, are you even worthy? You start to question who you are. You start to think that maybe something is wrong with you. But no, my darling, nothing is wrong with you. So when a man does that, do this instead. Ignore him. Pretend like he does not exist. You have a lot of things to do. You are a very busy woman. Go and focus on yourself. School. If you're in school, continue to focus on your school. If you are, a business lady, focus on your business. Even start a new business. Point is focus on yourself. Build yourself. Invest in yourself. Instead of focusing your energy on him, don't do that. Focus on yourself. because you're a busy woman and you have a lot to offer. And so what happens is that he feels challenged. He feels like, so this is like, does she not care? Like, he feels threatened basically because he thought him pulling away will cause you to like react by like panicking, and you will like, you know, go weak in the knees for him. But no, you're not going to do that. And so what he's going to do is he's going to come back to you, because they always do. He's going to come back to you. And when he does call you, my darling, don't pick on the first call. Ignore that call, because you are a busy woman. Call him on your own time when you are free. Text him, say, I don't have time right now. I'll call you when I'm free. And so maybe a day passes, 2 days, and then you call him back and you say, I have been busy with my life. I have this going on for myself. And, you know, simply say that I've been exploring my other options, and assuming that he's been doing the same too. And so say you've been exploring your other options, and what happens is that he's going to feel so threatened. He's going to either up his game or he's going to leave. But the end of the day, you need to be strong. You need to be confident. You need to believe in yourself. Nothing is wrong with you. Continue to push yourself. Be yourself. Don't change yourself for any man.
Once you're satisfied in getting what you want, I want you to slowly skedaddle, make it real excruciating for them. At this point, they're gonna be afraid of losing you, and then they're gonna try to throw the kitchen sink of just gestures they can do for you. And then milk that for as long as you can, and then actually leave.
He goes on to say that doing this method could leave a woman as a shell of herself, but he's okay with that because that's an occupational hazard. Now, see, this is why I show up every day to try to warn women against this kind of advice that a lot of men out here are taking, whether it's red pill, misogynistic podcasts, whether these like dating advice videos from men. They are intentionally doing this, and now they're being trained on the art of the push and pull, which is basically them being inconsistent with you after consistently being there for you and making you think you had some kind of bond or connection with them that you never really had. He went from all the good morning texts to good night beautiful to you having to be like, hey, just following up, just checking in. It's all to make you chase him. He doesn't want to be the chaser. He wants to be the chasee. These men know what they're doing when they're love bombing you, when they're breadcrumbing you, when they're ghosting you, when they're negging you. They are well aware. They have been trained on these tactics of manipulation by men like this. Stop giving them grace and the benefit of the doubt. They know what they're doing. So when a man is suddenly hot and cold with you, you don't all of a sudden start chasing that man. You let him know you're not the kind of woman who entertains inconsistent men, and cut him off for good. Never let a man tell you he doesn't want you more than once. We don't chase them, we replace them. They chase, we choose.
You're satisfied in getting what you want? I want you to slowly skedaddle, make it real excruciating for them. At this point, they're gonna be afraid of losing you, and then they're gonna try to throw the kitchen sink of just gestures they can do for you. And then milk that for as long as you can, and then actually leave.
He goes on to say that doing this method could leave a woman as a shell of herself, but he's okay with that because that's an occupational hazard.
Okay, first of all, Shonda, it is an occupational hazard, okay? You have to be okay with it. Second of all, I never said women in that video. All my manipulation tactics were always gender neutral. Don't you guys all think I'm gay anyways? Like, I easily could have been talking about a man. But also, more importantly, I'm a new man. That video was from 2 years ago when I was dating that girl who called me her dad's name, okay? I'm a different guy with different earrings. And I am much, much worse, okay? And you're gonna fall for it again, Sean. I'm telling you, you gotta pay attention. In your video, you went on to describe it as the push-pull method, okay? When really, in my video, I specifically stated that it's the push-pull method. Reason being, the advice she gave in the video, was for the push-pull method, basically saying, you know, the second you see inconsistency, get out of there. That's why I've never been a fan of the push-pull, because if someone respects themselves, sometimes they can, you know, kind of get around it. But what I'm saying, and what I've always said, is if you pull, then they're so invested by that point that the pull doesn't even feel like a pull. They just instantly think they've done something wrong. Like some people will push pull, like they'll be on somebody for a week and then be off for a week. No, if you're on someone for a few months and then off for a week, it changes the entire game. Like you want them to already imagine a future with you by the time you start pulling. Like you don't want them to think that you just like them a lot. You want them to think that you are completely locked in. Because then if you're completely locked in and then you start locking out, they're like, oh wait, like what am I doing wrong? Like what do I have to do? And they start freaking out. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, Shonda, like your advice is simply not going to work because you're not talking about what I'm talking about. Again, you want to push so much that they don't even think pulling is something that you could do. You know what I mean? Like, you want them to think about you and be like, oh, well, we're just like so locked in. You want them to be talking to their friends about like, oh my gosh, it's such a lovely individual, blah, blah, blah. I'm so glad I met this person, blah, 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 blah. And after all that, after you're like invested in their life, infested in your life, I should say, infested in their life, okay? Because think of yourself like a parasite, okay? You want to get in there and just completely have like control over everything that's going on. But once you're in there, that's when you start pulling, okay? Because then they're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do without this person? They've made me feel so good for so long. And that's when things come into play, okay? So again, like Shonda, she's not getting the big, someone let Shonda know that she misdiagnosed the video, like please.
There is something that we all do as humans, the game of push-pull, okay? We push someone away to see what their reaction is, and then we pull them back in, okay? You need to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because this is the only fucking way to handle the push-pull, and I'll also give you the manipulated version as well if you want to be evil. Regardless of the reason why someone pushes you away, it doesn't matter. The reason for it doesn't matter. They could be testing you. They could be see if you're going to come running after them and chasing them, if they've got a hold on you. They could be testing the waters, or they could just be over it and done with it. And in both of those instances, what do you want to do? You want to let them go. You want to let them push you. Push me into the water, baby. I got a life jacket on. I'm going to swim. I'm not drowning here. You're going to let them push you away. That's what you're going to do. Now, if it was a test on their end to see if you would come running and chasing them and you did not, okay, you passed, you just got a fucking A, you just passed. Baby, are you fucking high? Of course I'm not going to chase you. Are you confused? The answer is yes. Anyways, we've let them push. We went on about our life. We're living, we're vibing, we're thriving. We're doing all the things, okay? We're enjoying our life. Who's popping back up? Who's trying to pull you back in? That's right. Once they see that they don't have the pull that they thought they did on you, they don't have that hold, they're going to come back. If you want to be evil and manipulative, this is what you're going to do. What happens is maybe they'll call you, maybe they'll text you. You ignore the first one. What happens in both situations when we remove our attention from people, and this is why you have an inclination as in your human nature to chase, is because when we've been getting attention from someone constantly and then they remove it, our brain goes crazy, right? Think of like a little kid when you take away their fucking toy. They go ape shit. Yeah. We're just adult versions of a 3-year-old, okay? It's the same thing when someone's attention is removed from us. Our brain goes crazy. We need to know why. We need to know what is going on in their brain. I need to get it back, okay? You need to resist this fucking urge, okay? You need to remind yourself that you're better than chasing after a fucking loser. Why are we doing this? So now that they've reached out and you're MIA, okay? And social media always has a role to play in this because everybody's glued to their phones and everybody follows everybody on Instagram and social. So they're seeing that you're posting stuff. Obviously, they know that you've seen the message, okay? They double text. They will double text, I promise you. Especially if it's a man, they're gonna double text. You're gonna respond. You're gonna say, I'm out. Can I call you later? Kiss face. Kiss face. Let him know that you're good, babe. Like, you're so good. Like, kiss face. Love you. You're not gonna call him back. You're gonna forget to call him back. What is he gonna do? He is going to be all up on you the next day because you were out, you were living your best life, you were doing your own thing, you were unbothered, you are nonchalant. Men do not like this. Men do not like the nonchalant, okay? I don't like the nonchalant either, but anyways, men specifically hate it because they don't have very many coping skills. Next, when you do have that conversation, when he reaches out the next day, because he will, and he says like, oh my God, like what's going on? Like, where have you been? Like, you know, you're not answering me, you're dodging me, because now he's trying to flip it, right? But see, you set it up. You set it up in a way where he thinks he's got the upper hand now because he's going to try to blame you, but that's what you wanted him to do, okay? Are you following? You wanted him to try to blame you, and you're going to say, no, babe, like you went MIA for like 3 days, and I just thought that you were like pulling away and like you weren't interested, so I kind of just matched your energy, okay? Okay, I really hope. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. And you're gonna let him know now. Now when he wants to see you, it's on your terms. Okay, when he wants to see you, it's when you're free. It's when you're available. He's gonna accommodate your schedule. He's gonna do whatever you want now. Okay? That's how you get the power. I cannot wait to be fucking destroyed in this comment section.
All right, my take on the push and pull method. I feel like once you notice that they're pushing you away, the best thing is for you to ignore. Just stay where you are. Just like most of the creators were saying in the video, just let it be, because what they want actually when they do that kind of thing is for you to always question yourself, for you to ask questions, for you to chase, for you to follow up and be all over them. That is what they want, right? So because you don't want to do that, I don't want to give them what they want, because even if you give them what they want, doesn't make them want you more. It makes them still want to push you away. No matter how much you come to them, they still want to push you away. So the best thing is for you to just stay where you are, right? And most of the time, it's better for you to just let it go, because I personally feel like most men that does that push you, and act like you're no longer there, or just ghost you for no reason. I feel like they are not emotionally intelligent, and they're cowards, and they cannot have proper conversations, and they cannot communicate well with you. So is it wise for you to continue that kind of relationship with that kind of person that will just mess up with your emotional being just like that? I feel like it's really wrong for you to still be hoping they come back. My ones are, yes, most of the time they always come back, but you having that faith and waiting around, sitting around, for them to come back and for your own payback, might not happen. Most of the time, some of them might not even come back, or they might find someone else, and that's it. Or they might be afraid to come back. Some of the time, most of these men are afraid to come back because they don't know what you're going to do when they come back to chase you, right? So the best thing for you, not to even wait on them to come back, just accept your loss and move on. Just accept the ghosting and move on. Don't reach out. If you can reach out maybe once and be like, hi, and they don't respond anymore, or they don't pick your call anymore, the best thing for you to just move on with your life, accept whatever happens, and that is it, right? But waiting on and hoping they check up on you, or going to post a particular picture, or going to talk to them or something, I just feel like that is exactly what they're looking for, and that doesn't make them a better person. And even though they come back, because most of the time they will come back and chase you, when they see that you're not chasing, when they see that you're living your life, you're happy, you're prettier, you're doing your thing, and that's it, they always want to come back and act like they've been busy, or they just look for something to say, just to get you back and you guys to go back to where you were. Most of the time, when they come back, does not make them a better person, and doesn't make them that they're not going to continue doing that again. Imagine like you met someone and they love bomb you so much, and the next thing they started ghosting you. They ghosted you and you're waiting around like hopefully they come back. They came back and you allow them in again, and they ghost you again. Allow them in again, like the pattern keeps continuing. You're the one hurting yourself. Like really, you're the one hurting yourself. You're the one that's going to feel bad most of the time. You're the one giving in all in all. Most of these videos, right, I went to the comment section and I saw some women were like, this keep happening to me on and on. I cannot stop accepting him back. And that is it. If you put your mind and be like, okay, for this person to do these things for the very first time, definitely is not emotionally matured to be around me. Definitely he cannot communicate, because I personally feel like if you're having issues with someone, or you just want to go ghost, or I personally feel like ghosting is bad, but if you're having issues with someone and you don't want to talk to the person anymore, you should communicate with the person, especially if it's someone that you've been talking every day with, you've been having proper conversation with the person. You should have a proper conversation and be like, oh, this is what you did, or I want to just, I want us to take a break. I just feel like having that proper conversation is better than just leaving someone ghost. So if someone just does that, in my own head, I feel like the person is not matured, and you can't give that person your energy, right? However, you can also play the game, right? Now that you know that they are playing games with you, and if you're the kind of person that you're not even looking at marriage, or you're not looking out for a serious relationship with them anymore, you can also play the game and switch the game around. So what you can do is, when they come back, you act like everything is fine, like nothing is wrong. Then probably you play the game with them. But I feel like that can be dangerous, because what if you start having feelings? I don't know, but I feel like the best thing for you is to ignore. Once they start ignoring you, the best thing for you is to just stay on your lane and don't expect them to come back. Because if you're waiting for them to come back and they don't come back, you're gonna get hurt. If they come back, doesn't make them a better person. Doesn't make them see your worth. No, they're still going to do it all over again, because that is what they are. That is how they feel like they want to communicate their feelings to you. That is what they think. And the thing is, most of the time they listen to people that give them relationship advice, just like that creator. Usually, I don't know if you guys remember the videos that we did, I think 2 years ago, where he was saying how to manipulate women. We did the video and we went to his page and we brought out a lot of videos that he was talking about how to manipulate women. Forget he's saying he has changed. He was making videos 2 years ago on how to manipulate women. Men were in the comment section learning and taking notes on how to manipulate women. See him saying that it's not even push and pull method, it's push till you get to a stage whereby you don't even feel the pull. And that is what most of them do. And when you start feeling the pull, it's already too late, because you're already deep inside that emotional game they are playing with you. And that can hurt you so much and mess up with your mental health. So I personally feel like once they just act that way, it's best for you to just let it go, unless you're not really ready for a very serious relationship with them. You're getting something from them, and I don't know, it depends. Everybody gets into a relationship for whatever reason, but most of the time you might want to get into a relationship for a particular reason, and you might start having feelings. I don't think that can be controlled. I don't think having feelings for someone in a relationship can be controlled. I don't think so. I feel like you might say, I want to be with this person because of money, and you're already in there because of money, and you start having feelings for the person. Just imagine you're having feelings for that kind of person, and they ghost you, and they come back, they ghost you, they come back. You keep accepting them over and over again. It's going to affect you. You're the one you're putting in danger. And we know that we have to prioritize ourselves. We have to put ourselves first. So if you know that you're in danger, you know that something is hurting you, you have to let go. Fight it and let go. What is your take on push and pull method or ghosted method in a relationship? Let's have conversation down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, your girl Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.